we're on day 4 here of trying to get this engine out of this 1997 Tacoma. Had a little bit of delays with some sicknesses in the family, and then with the Christmas holidays that just came up. So it's December 27th. I've got about 30 days here to get this out. They're supposed to be calling me at the end of January sometime to get the engine shipped to them. So today I think I'm going to work on what should have been one of the first steps, which is taking the oil out of the engine. That'll be pretty quick, pretty straightforward. And then I'm going to work on getting the throttle body off, and then we'll go from there and see if I still have some daylight to do some others. All right, we're going to drain the oil out, which is going to be pretty simple. I had my whole oil container full, so maybe that's why I didn't do it as the first or second step. But anyway, there's just a 14 millimeter oil drain plug right here. Hopefully this does not come back to bite me doing this far into the process. I'll put that plug back in a little bit, and I'm gonna do the oil filter a little later. All right, next step, we're gonna take the oil filter off. I've positioned the oil capturing jug right underneath it, because the location on this engine, it just inevitably becomes a big mess. I do have a lot more room today here, but it's gonna still be a pretty big mess. So if the engine oil is hot, this is where it becomes a problem, because all this is hot oil going over your hand. And you just have to let it cool down to take it off. And then that happens. You just can't hold it straight up and down. All right, next step is we're going to take this oil filter extension housing off the engine, because I think it's best just not to take it off with, or take out the engine with it on. So there's two 12 millimeter bolts here. Let's get these going the right way. I think I'm gonna switch trusty impact drill. Go. I can see why all the YouTubers doing these how-tos have a cameraman. It's hard to use a tripod and get a good angle. All right, that's those two. Like the longer ones in the back. And I bet there's another one. Yeah, there's a bolt on the underside. I'm gonna switch the camera angle here. See if I can get a shot of it. All right. Yeah, it's hard to, really hard to see. See the third 12 millimeter bolt. See if I can get on that pretty easy. Loosen that up. Okay. Seems seems to have loosened up pretty easy. All right, so I paused that for a second because I think I stripped out that bolt just a little bit. So what I should have done all along was use a 12mm ratchet, which I have here. It just wasn't the right angle. What I'm doing on these is trying to, when I go home for the night, just getting the part and go ahead and ordering it. Guess I could make a big list and order it all at one time. Just kind of works for me to order one at a time so it doesn't all pile up. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I damaged the bolt just a little bit, so probably order one of those tonight. So we'll see if we can wiggle this thing off here. It's probably got a gasket in there. Yeah, it does. Hopefully that's a good view, but that will be probably by this gasket here, and I see one here as well. Probably buy those two in that bolt and then go from there. So we're done with that. Real quick here, here's the oil filter housing bracket, and there's a 22mm bolt, and I took it out, but I can't see anything that it does. So I'll have to go ask or research a little bit. There's a little crush washer. I'm not too worried about that causing a leak later on, because I can just fix that easy. Not too hard to get to, but I was just making sure there wasn't a filter or something, or secondary filter or something in there. So I think you just keep that intact unless someone else knows better. All right, we're gonna try to take the throttle body off now, which I've done quite a few times. Some of these smaller hoses that could get swapped or switched to the wrong one, which now I got a video of that, but I took this marker set that I bought a couple of years ago and I marked the ones that look similar. So yeah, the other ones, they're pretty self-explanatory where they're at, or they're just so large you couldn't get them confused. If I see one that I think I could get backwards, I'll mark it. I can't remember which one. I think this is the PCV hose back here. There's one similar looking one on the front. I'm not sure. If it's has the same function. Okay. And I replaced that when I did the shim adjustments. This is probably good. I'll have to see if that's something they're gonna replace anyways. Okay. Let's go with this one on the back here. I got some pick tools over here. Okay, here we go. Still haven't really got the hang of these yet. I think you just kind of run it around and That just breaks the seal a little bit. I'm gonna take off this throttle cable here. Need to get a 12 millimeter. Back that off a turn. Okay. I'm just gonna tighten that up. Move that out of the way. Put this to the side. Continue on with some of these others. This one here goes over to a on-off switch that lets air be sucked out of the charcoal canister. I made a video about where it was switching back and forth really quick. See some people say that's normal. The sound kind of irritates me. I never did quite figure that out. Also got bigger things to worry about now. These are all fairly new or have been taken off recently. Get that, and then we got the throttle position sensor here. It's got a little clip back here. Let me get a flathead screwdriver. Help with that. Some people may just have stronger fingernails. I just struggle with these clips a lot. A whole lot. All right. I think that's going to be enough to let us take these 12 millimeter bolts off. Sorry I didn't have all my tools prepared. I'll do the easier one. This white gasket back here is the one that I had upside down a couple years ago, and there was a little gap at the bottom, and it caused all of these misfire issues. It was crazy how bad it was running. I'm gonna have to come over here. What I think I'm going to do is not to run another 12 millimeter nut. Let's get my ratchet on there. There we go. Kind of working blind here, but too hard to get to. Right, we're gonna switch back. I added another extension on here so I can get a little further out. Bolt off. All right, there's another bolt in there I haven't got off yet, so hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. The constant tension clamp over here on the underside, which seems mangled up. Be nice if somebody or some company made a aftermarket one. You see all this black sealant on here that I was just desperately trying to find any kind of leak. Thought maybe I had one of the idle air control valve underneath here, but that wasn't the case. Back to that pick tool. Really don't want to run another hose because these are not cheap. See if I can get this bigger. It's a coolant line hose from the bottom off. There's that nut or bolt. So we're down to two. Then we're two. And the idle air control valve. Trying to wiggle this back and forth. This can be tough. I think I'm getting somewhere. Nowhere fast. There we go. Again, I hope I can reuse these because they are not cheap. Getting hard to find. A little bit of coolant up in there. Then turn it around like this, and there's a little, just put it on further. There's a little clip there to hold. Again, my weak fingers are not serving me well. Okay, and that one's off. Got one more hose right here, and again, that's another coolant line. Keep working it down. Tool up in there. Maybe, I don't think this one's ever come off. I say that. I wonder how I even got all this replaced before. And it's coming off. All right, that's it. So the bottom side's kind of the tough part with these coolant lines here, here. And I'm not sure about this one. If it's a coolant line or not. I don't see any coolant in that. Might be some kind of breather tube. Anyway, throttle body's off. All right, we're gonna work on taking this little canister off. I didn't research what it actually does. It's been a while since I messed with it. I think I had to mess with it when I did the delete on the exhaust recirculation line, 3GR. Little, or a big valve or hose, vacuum hose underneath this. It's probably going to cause me some problems. I'm gonna take it loose down there. Okay, so that's out. All right, we're gonna try to get in one more video getting this EGR controller taken off. I've already loosened it, but there was a 12mm bolt right here holding it on. There's one on the back side right here that's holding it on too. It's not really a better angle of it, but it's right on the opposite side of this stud right here. I think getting these off will allow me to mess with these hoses better. I'll probably put anti-seize on all this. Put it back on, because that's what I usually do on exhaust stuff. But you don't want to really have to fight it. Yeah. You know what? You see this resistor here, this cable part right here was plugged into right here. And that was just to trick the ECU into thinking all the O2 was good, or whatever it's looking for. It's gonna throw an engine code. So anyway, I think I might, I'm undecided, but I think I might put all the original stuff back on. I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile upgrade. I think I talked about it in one of the last videos. I felt that it was not. All right. This is the only thing holding me up here is this hose, which I'm gonna guess it's coolant. Not sure. It's not something I've taken off before. All right. Man, that's so hard. Nervous about being able to salvage that hose. I'm hoping that taking more pieces off will make this easier just to work on in general. As I take this air intake plenum off. Wish I knew where the other side of that went to, but I think I'm gonna switch around here. See where that goes to. It's too dark to see. We will try. I think it's this line right here. pause the video and see if that was the case. Well, as you can see, that was the same hose, but I just decided to keep working with the pick tool and wiggling, twisting this back and forth. Take it apart up here for now, because I just think I'm gonna have a tough time getting to that hose down there, because it's gonna have some of the same struggles getting it off. So yeah, that's that. There's a gasket there. I've got a lot of these. Wow, look at all that buildup in there. That's the one thing I'm wondering. You can't really see it here on the screwdriver, but this appears to be a lot of buildup. I'm wondering if having the EGR delete, just prevents a lot of that stuff from getting back into your air intake right here. Besides that, I don't think so. Or wouldn't think it's worth it based on what I've read. So EGR valve is off. All right, we're trying to get one more video in here, because in the wintertime it's dark really early. It's only like 4:45. So this is the bottom of the air intake plenum, and there's a 10 millimeter. I think it's just holding on to this engine control or body wiring harness. It's a 10 millimeter here on the right, and it's connected to the bottom of the upper air intake plenum. So that's off now. Well, the rest of them appear to be 12s. So the 12 right here in the middle. What I'm trying to do is get the hard to reach ones first. I've learned, because usually your tendency is to start with the one that's easy to reach, and then with the hard to reach ones left, it puts it in a bind, and then it makes it really difficult to get those off. Another 12 millimeter on this bracket, which I think goes down to the engine. Seems like, oops, the camera there. I'm gonna go from the top. Seems like the majority of the weight is supported by this one. Put it back on, that won't do. There we go. Another one. Then we'll come back under here and see if we can even see. I don't think we can see it. Really, I don't get to set for. No, it's just a pain to get to. Any way you look at it. Let's see if I can get it with this one. Get on with that one, then I'm just going to give up. I think we're going to have to use the ratchet. It's about time for me to buy a new ratchet, guys. Just not smooth. after 10-15 years of service. I'm gonna go under it to see. Yeah, I don't think you can see that. So just cut and show you from the top. It's right down here on the back side. In fact, this might be the toughest one to get to, really. I say that, I mean, this isn't too bad, really. Had worse. I want this thing to just thread right on off of here. I'm gonna hit some TV blaster. You just can't get your hand back there. See that. Sometimes you just got to get that lubricant working for you. These are all 12 millimeters, the rest of them. There's no other way to do it. Another thing I don't like about doing this with a ratchet is you can't really tell when it's about to come off. Versus with your hand. I think what I'm gonna do is bunch of iron ore out here sticking to this magnet. I want to get down here on this with this magnet. There's just so much stuff under here. I think it works best, get a left hand on the top and right on the bottom. Here we go. I've never taken this piece off. Probably shows. Upper air intake plenum. Okay, there's another 12 nut. I'm gonna need that. This is a tough one to get to right here. To put a probably 3-inch extension on there. Be nice to have these extensions in like, I don't know, 1/2-inch increments. While you're at it, maybe quarter. I think the way to go with this would be to get, got like maybe a 6-inch extension here.
And it's got some grips on it. It's gonna go like that. Twist it. So that looks like a bolt coming out. I'm sure you could do this all in one go. Maybe I'm wasting time. But
There you go, that's the middle bolt.
There's another one over here that feels pretty loose. It was loose because I loosened it. I'm going to pull off this.
There's another 12mm bolt.
These are kicks. These are all,
Yeah, they're all three the same.
this is a brake vacuum booster hose. One hand took the constant tension clamp off. I'll get it off of there. And I really do think this is the last one. Hope it is. It's super easy to get to. Although, try to support the whole thing with my other hand. Hoping it's this. I like that that's on a stud there. Okay. Let's see if that's it. I hope that is it. Probably not. All right, I'm gonna pause it and then see what's going on. All right, so this bracket right here, the bolt, 12mm bolt right here. It's really hard to get to with these electrical wires here. So I'm hopping over to taking off the starter. And so there's a 12mm. Let's start with this first. There's a cap that goes on here like this, and you can just wiggle it off and on. Can't really see it really well, getting dark. Wiggle it off, and then there's a 12mm bolt here. I've already got it loosened up. And we're going to see that off. Oh, and then there's a little button here on this electrical connector that you push, and then you can pull it out. I already did the hard work again. You can push and pull. I got a screwdriver. Push with one hand with the screwdriver and then wiggle with my other. So yeah. I don't know if that's gonna get it. There's another large wire there. I think I'm gonna get out of the way, which
If I get under the truck.
and get it with the 12. Yeah, maybe a 14. Okay. I don't know why it'd be so big, but it is. Why not? that the large ground wire or what? It's got a lot of threads and wire. Put that in there, back in for now. That gets that out of the way. Let's go back in. Then that should give me a little better access to this 12mm bolt. We shall see though. Really don't know if it's hard to get the camera and my hands in here. It's gonna be a bit wobbly. But yeah, I think that may do it. Bear with me. I think I might have loosened it earlier. I was afraid I was going to strip the bolt out. Really, that's gonna be enough to get the plenum off. There seems to be, I think I saw one more bolt right here that I'll need to get off. Let's see here. That's a, can't tell if it's a 12 or 10. It's going to be a 10. Okay. Well, I heard, no, I don't know what that was. And I don't know what this bracket holds on. But I tell you, really can't see this bolt here on the bottom side of the plenum, but now second hand, it's about impossible. Before I take it off, I'm just okay, I don't know what to try. This is probably number 3. Let's see if this will come off. Is except some other Alright, try number 4. Alright, another bolt. Here, let's get a shot of it. It's getting dark, so unfortunately I need the light to show you. So right there, it's a 10mm. Just because it's just going to be real shaky for me to do it, holding the camera at the same time. I'm going to take it off, pause, and then we're going to take the plenum off. All right, this is going to be try number 4 with that bolt off to take this upper air intake plenum off. And it's off. Just gonna leave the gasket placed down here. This is dirty. See if I can get some good shots down here. Wow. A lot of sludge built up too. Don't know what that is. Wool, water, who knows? Probably has to do with the reason I'm replacing the engine. So I'm gonna call it a day. It's getting dark and difficult to film and see. So we'll go with day number 5. Get that lower intake plenum and some of the fuel lines off. Be my plan. All right, see everyone tomorrow.